I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. I got world peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got royalty inside my DNA.
So it's been a minute since the Attack on Titan ending happened, and I know a lot of people wanted me to give my thoughts as soon as it did happen, because I sense a lot of people was like, "You like the ending, don't you? Make a video so we can destroy you, right?" And before I get into that, I just want to talk about just some things that's going on with me. I know this is a very easy concept, at least in theory, but treat people with kindness and respect out there. This is outside of just, talking about critics or anime or things like that. Like, I generally feel like people are so focused on, just being always right, having pride and all that. People don't understand misunderstandings are a thing. Projecting is a thing. Like, if you're having a bad day or in general, just, try to, take a breath, take a break, and just think about maybe I'm maybe a little bit aggressive today. Or if people are treating you like crap and you generally know you didn't do anything wrong, there's no need to apologize or try to make things right all the time. I do that way too much. So just a give and take there. Like, treat people with respect and understand when you're contradicting yourself. Like, if you're a person that you want everyone to treat you like you want to be treated, then if you proceed to use people to, make yourself feel better and all those type of things, everyone does it. But if you're self-aware of it, just, try to do better, man. Not just an internet thing. Like, people in the real life do that too. I think people give the internet too much of a hard rap because people in the real life act like that too. So, yeah, the Attack on Titan ending. Right now, we finally finished the Attack on Titan, and I witnessed this anime/series be overhyped since season 1, get discredited in season 2 because they felt like it was too boring, to being called a masterpiece later on, and now being called the worst ending since Game of Thrones season 8, I think that was. Now listen, I know this might sound like very, oversimplifying, but I think people are overreacting to this ending. I think Attack on Titan, again, it's this weird thing, but I put in my title too. Is it a masterpiece or is it trash? I think the thing about Attack on Titan and its fans is just they've been privileged to just great storytelling for so long that they can't handle a decent ending. Like, Attack on Titan and anime in general are not known for these like masterpiece endings. There's a few. Like maybe Fullmetal's Brotherhood or like Death Note or even Code Geass, which I've heard about. But then you got some masterpieces like Hunter x Hunter, who doesn't even have a full ending. You got Berserk, who doesn't have a full ending. Like, there's plenty of animes that are known as masterpieces but don't have endings yet. So Attack on Titan is one of those rare ones where it's been known as a masterpiece recently, and now it has an ending where people don't know how to feel about it. Now, Eren is my favorite character in the franchise. It used to be Mikasa, but then I liked the twist with Eren's character after the time skip where he learns about the other side of the ocean, and overall he has that character moment. But I never believed for one moment that edgy Eren is true Eren, and now he's like this super villain, right? Never really believed that. I knew there was something going on for him to go heel, but it seems like a lot of fans really bought into that whole Eren is edgy, he don't care about Mikasa, he don't care about his friends, and if he does care about them, he is edgy, he is strong, he has no emotion. And I think the biggest thing with this chapter 139 that threw a lot of people off was seeing Eren break down about Mikasa. I think that really threw people off. But like, literally, like, didn't they have a flashback even before all of that talking about the idea that an alternate timeline where they could have been together, right? Like, the series has shown plenty of times to have that connection with Mikasa and Eren. It just wasn't as in your face about it as it was in this chapter. So I don't blame people thinking like, well, this felt like it came out of nowhere, right? I don't blame people feeling that way. But like, again, it was always laid there. Like, that character was always been the most important thing to him. I would say, is Mikasa kind of underdeveloped for that twist to kind of happen? You could argue that, but I'm not going to say it came out of nowhere. I'm not going to say Eren showing those true feelings when he's talking personal with his best friend Armin in his own mind where no one can see. That's the best time to show those type of emotions. So I never really bought that Eren shouldn't be able to display those type of emotions, and him killing all those people should, make him feel that way. Like, he felt guilty, and that's pretty much to it. Now, the whole Eren being a slave in the end type of thing, I think it's kind of poetic. Like, everyone feels like they're special, or they feel like they can change things, and then they figure out later on they were just another pawn for another thing. Now, I feel like Eren, he still had some type of free will in some way or fashion, but the thing that he had no choice but to lead things to happen where humanity, at least the Titan people, like, the Eldians had a chance to live. He had to make a decision because he tried doing it the right way. If we all remember it, he tried going through the right way, and he figured out that humanity's always going to see Eldians as, like, the worst of the worst. And he had no choice but to go through this route. Like, should he have killed all those people? Should he figure it out a different way? Maybe, but he saw 1,000,001 chances like Doctor Strange and chose that option. So, again, I'm glad that maybe they could, spread this out a little bit longer. You can argue that. But, again, I think people are being too harsh and are so in love with, man bun, edgy Eren, talking about there's no free will and, Mikasa needs to grow and everything. I think they lost sight that character was a whole different character for 3 seasons. So, I get where people come from that way. But I know people are memeing the line that Armin said, thank you for becoming a mass murderer for us and everything like that. But again, I understand, but like, I think if you understand the main message, I don't think it's that bad. I think people just like making memes out of stuff. But yeah, I would definitely agree that Mikasa was a little bit underdeveloped. I still love the character. I think we all agree that Levi's ending with him seeing all his comrades is a beautiful send off to that character. Some people argue, like, why did you injure that character in the first place? I think it's just a good thing to show that even the most like popular character, the most fan servicey character can be hurt, because after a point, some characters you can tell were the main characters are going to live through all that. I know people wanted Gabby to die and everyone else returned to Titans, but I think it was a good thing. Maybe we could have got more background behind Ymir, but I think the entire concept that Ymir was like kind of like a big parallel to Mikasa, but Mikasa had the strength to let go of her love and take down the tyrants, quote unquote. I think that's a great payoff for that character. Could have been more, but that's what I say there. So I think for the big 3, I think a lot of people are upset with Eren not being, that edgelord he was for a while. But again, I think the series hinted many times that there was something else going on. And I don't mind that he had to make tough decisions, even leading the smiling Titan to eat his mom. He didn't want that to happen, but that's the only way things can trickle down so this ending can happen. And honestly, for the people that are saying that, why did Eren make the decision? There's no guarantee that they're going to get their freedom from the other side. But like, I think Eren wanted that choice to be available. He didn't want a complete dictatorship of what things should be. He just wanted even playing grounds. Like, at the end of the day, humans are going to be humans. If he makes Eldians, like, the top dog, they're going to start taking over and everything. Like, he needed to give people an equal standing ground where they can actually have that conversation, because that's how reality is. If you start creating dictatorships about, one side needs to control all and everything, there's never going to be any peace. And the closest that he could find a peace is like actually having equal playing grounds where people can see things and have that conversation. Eren never really cared about making this utopia. He just cared about giving his people a fighting chance. And again, killing all those people, I wouldn't agree with that. But like, again, he saw all the options and he saw how time was going to go, and he gave it the best he could. And that's all I can say there. Like, and the fact that he was able to at least have that conversation with Rainer, with all his friends, at least like give that type of dialogue to him. I wish we could have seen it, but I'm glad that, that was at least implied. And I'm glad that Armin at least is like pretending that he's the one that killed Eren, and Mikasa has that piece. And again, and also I think a lot of people was mad that Eren didn't end up with Historia and didn't sleep with her again. It just seemed really out of character. And I think a lot of people was just really trying to find deeper levels and just understand that Historia ended up with a farmer. Like, she's this royal person who ended up with a farmer and had a kid. That shows you the levels of new ground that Eren was trying to make with his decision making and everything. It didn't need to be his kid. And again, this is not just for shippers, but like, I think it was totally fine that Eren ended up with Mikasa because that was the most important person to him. And I think the symbolism of Eren, like kind of like using a bird, or he got reincarnated into a bird, and like reaching out to Mikasa and everything. I think that was pretty beautiful. Like again, it's a vague, you know, open ending thing, but I think the people memeing that Eren becomes a bird and he ruins his character and he's a crybaby. I think it's the toxic thing that a strong character who shows he's like a really powerful character can't have a scene where he breaks down and cries because he loses all credibility. I remember that happened with Ichigo when he broke down the Fullbring arc and everyone was talking about Ichigo's a B now. Like, I think since Eren didn't have another badass moment, now he's just known as the guy who cries and turns into a bird. Again, man, I think it's just oversimplifying things, and I think Attack on Titan deserves the title masterpiece. In all honesty, the world building, the mythology of like going from like actual devil to talking about the science of everything. Yes, because some things be more explained with any fiction, really. Like people want more explanation for Star Wars, and then when they got more explanation, no, turn it back. So I think Attack on Titan is a great series. I think the ending is a strong 7 out of 10, man. Like, I think it gets the point across. It gets Eren's point across. It's a little bit rushed, and it's some of the dialogue not the greatest. Sure, but people talking about, is this like a Game of Thrones season 8? Like, bro, like we had Daenerys for the whole series having a good viewpoint and being a good ruler. Then at the very end, she just breaks down and starts becoming a completely different character because the ending dictated it. Eren showed signs that he was a person who cared about his friends, but he was pretending to be something he's not to push his friends away. I think that was really implied. I think it was well done. So yeah, guys, tell me what you guys think about the Attack on Titan ending. Tell me if I'm too far off and you think, you know, Eren was never that character and, you know, all those things. Am I invincible? If you've been watching that on Amazon Prime, I'm going to be making my list pretty soon. I'm just having trouble downloading photos because for some reason my computer's acting pretty dumb right now. So guys, I hope you guys having a nice day. Treat people with respect, and you know, just try to be good people out there, man. So yeah, SonTJ, peace. Love you all.